What's up, y'all? Good evening. Welcome back to the motherfucking show. I had to play that because both these niggas was on time. Matter of fact, they showed up ahead of time. It just goes to show that I'm an impressive dude, and I impress upon people. And they finally stopped acting like niggas. I love you, niggas. What's
This
up,
nigga.
niggas?
Hey, don't. Hey, internet. Don't
Wait,
let
wait,
this
wait
nigga.
till Black History Month.
Hey,
I'm, I'm gonna show up in the middle of the show,
hey.
right in the middle.
Don't let this nigga lie to y'all. I came at 5:57 last time, and he said I was late. I come 5:56. He said I was on time. You getting old and see now, nigga. Tell the world the truth,
This
motherfucker.
motherfucker, this motherfucker, he only showed up early because the nigga was out of town and his daylight saving times was all fucked up. But it's all good. It's all good. Welcome back, fellas. Glad that y'all can make it back for another motherfucking episode. And tonight's episode title is The Downside of Desperation. I think a lot of niggas is desperate, and when I say niggas, that includes males and females. But that's just one of the things that I want to talk about tonight. How you doing, Ro? How you doing, Tone? What's going on in y'all world?
Shit, man. Shit, just working. Back in LA and shit. Then going back and forth to Arizona, helping my little brother out from his accident and shit. But other than
Oh
that,
wow,
nothing much.
yeah, I remember. I remember you spoke on your people's having been in an accident, and if I recall correctly, I was empathizing because I have been in several accidents myself. Uh, so yeah, man. I hope he gets well soon. And
He's straight. He's straight. Coming along. Coming along. Just it's just a time thing now.
yeah,
You know.
no doubt, man. Because like this one young man, rest in peace. Him been gone since 2012. Him and his daughter's mother. But this young dude was, I consider him to be like my little brother. And when he passed away, I'm still fucked up over it, really, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? But I've learned to live with it because it's been over 10 years since he's passed. It's going on 11. But I say that to say that folks should be careful when they out there, riding motorcycles. They out there in them cars or whatever mode of transportation you may be taking. Be extremely mindful of the fact that you are in a very dangerous situation. And don't think that just because you got insurance, that if you hit me and you kill me, that my family gonna be cool with that. So be safe out there, folks. Take it slow. You only get one life. There's no reason for you to be in such a rush that you put somebody else's life in danger. And with that said, before we get into the topics, I just want to take a moment out to honor um, Alan Roger Curry. He passed away. It would be 2 weeks this coming Wednesday,
Damn.
and I'm not sure that it don't seem to me like a lot of people are aware of it, or if they are, maybe Alan Roger Curry wasn't their favorite dating coach. I happen to think that he was one of the top dating coaches, top advisors to men in regards to women, and I think that he's going to be greatly missed. And some folks have even made a comparison between myself and Mr. Curry in the manner in which we express ourselves. That rambunctious, almost belligerent kind of I don't give a fuck is what I'm saying is what I'm saying, and that's what it is type of attitude. And not being afraid to say what it is that you got to say, which is unfortunately a lot of men. The cat got their tongue, for lack of a better way to describe it. So again, shout out to Alan Roger Curry. Rest in peace. Condolences goes to his family. Uh, Bo, I'm pretty sure both of you guys were familiar with Alan Roger Curry. Yes, no?
Yeah, I
Somewhat.
was familiar with him. You know, he just famous for that mode one. I think he used to do that shit on his shows. Yeah, I used to check him out back in the day. You know, I try to I don't be watching too much content like I used to, but when I first came into this space, he was one of the first dudes I used to listen to, and he had good game. You know what I'm saying? Like he just wasn't like one of the top dudes and most familiar because he wasn't like talking about these hoes ain't shit all the time. He was more talking about just being a man, regular shit like we be talking about. So the
Mm-hmm.
more mature version of me would appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But when
I
I
could
first
dig
came into the space, it was like, nah, I want to hear "fuck these hoes,"
it.
Right.
You was red pill raging. You turned to the
Hell
red
yeah,
hawk out this motherfucker, huh?
hell yeah.
I know that's right. Nothing wrong with that. What about you, Tom?
I've only heard his name. I never really watched any of his content. But I never really heard anything bad. Usually, when I heard his name, it was in reference to something that they were about to, a person was trying to, I guess, portray and what they were saying. But yeah, it
Well,
sucks to see somebody. Well, how y'all sound to talk about him, it sucks to see a person like that go.
yeah, definitely, definitely. This year, uh, men in general, especially here on the internet, have they've lost two pretty influential guys in Alan Roger Curry and Kevin Samuels. Now, I didn't rock with Kevin Samuels so much because there was most of the stuff that Kevin Samuels had to say was either something I had already said or something that I already knew that I just didn't bother to say. But that to say that he wasn't saying anything that I didn't already know, which is why I didn't really patronize him as much. And to an extent, the same thing with Alan Roger Curry. There's a lot of things that he said that I agree with that I already knew prior to hearing him um, utter it. But like the cliche goes, real recognize real, and you know it when you hear it. And he was one of those guys that as soon as I heard him speaking, I could tell just by his mannerisms and the way he behaved and carried himself, you know that he was a credible person. But from what I understand, he been around for a long, long time, man. He was around way back before you there was a YouTube. So that he was the same game that he came on YouTube kicking is the same game that he been kicking, you know, by his own admission since at least the 90s or maybe even the 80s. So Tone, being that you're not really too familiar with any of his content, I would suggest that you go check out his channel. I'm not sure if anybody's taking it down or anything like that, but if it's still up, yeah, he's got a lot of good information up there, and I think that you would be someone who would be able to appreciate that. But in other news,
Dun, dun,
uh,
dun.
I don't know what y'all know about the crypto space, or if you heard of any of the recent goings on in the crypto space. But we had another major blow up in the crypto space recently. The FTX exchange blew up and is now insolvent and filing for bankruptcy. But breaking news today, Sam Bankman-Fried, the former CEO of FTX, has been arrested in the Bahamas on behalf of the United States. Basically, what this dude did was some Bernie Madoff shit in 2022. But it's bigger than Bernie Madoff because it's more money. I think he blew up like $60 billion worth of customers' money. And yeah, I don't care about what kind of connections he got or who his parents is, even though they pretty high up, in social status. But this motherfucker get ready to go to jail. And
Yep.
you know, the government never lets a good crisis go to waste. So I
What, what,
predict
what?
that this is going to be that this FTX, this recent blow up with FTX is going to usher in not only the CBDCs, but it's also going to usher in the whatever regulations these folks got in mind. Either one of y'all familiar with this? I don't even know if y'all even buy any crypto. Or... You been keeping track?
Nah,
You hear
I,
anything?
nah, I
I
don't know
haven't
about
gotten
it.
to the crypto game in a minute. I was in
Mm-hmm.
it for a little bit, but I kind of got out of it like middle of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's crazy. Uncle Sam went straight to his door himself. Was like, "Hey, bro, you got me fucked up. You know what I mean? You got me fucked up." Like that's pretty much. They should have played that when they arrested. You thought you was gonna do that and then just go sit in Hawaii and be like, "Good." Like that's crazy. Like, well, you
Mm-hmm.
supposed to skip to you go to Russia. They should have
Well,
traded
what
you.
I know, right? What makes it so interesting is this guy Sam Bankman-Fried. I don't know if you guys are aware, but he was like the second largest political donator to Joe Biden.
I did know
Yeah,
that. That's funny.
uh, that's crazy, right?
Hmm.
So I mean, this shit is deep, and I find it interesting because this guy is probably going to be used as a patsy, and
Oh yeah,
the real
yeah, like they do
people,
with everything.
yeah, the real people who really responsible, you know what I'm saying, because they got the power and they also endorsed what the fuck he was doing, or at least they overlooked it, you know. They're not going to go to jail, but that's why I said that this guy is probably going to end up being a patsy. And also, as a consequence of the FTX blow up, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, which is headed by Gary Gensler. Well, Gary Gensler is being called in front of a bipartisan uh, committee, Senate committee, and he could very well be getting in trouble too because you know he Gary Gensler keeps saying that everything in crypto, with the exception of Bitcoin, is a security. Well, if that's true, then why haven't you been regulating it so that FTX wouldn't blow up and people wouldn't lose $60 billion? So he could very well be getting in trouble too. And this is really big when a bipartisan uh, uh, congressional committee call the in front of them to answer questions.
Right.
So it's a lot of shit, that's rolling downhill as a result of FTX blowing up. Peace out, Joe Blast. How you doing, bro? Glad that you in the house. I appreciate
I was
you.
about to say
Hit
like
the like,
Brady's marriage.
hit the like button on your way in. Bring a friend. Um, I don't know. See, a lot of guys, man, and this is why I titled the show "The Downside of Desperation," is because most of the really important shit that's going on in the world, motherfuckers ain't really paying no attention to, because they rather trick and buy a passport and fly 19 hours to fuck use pussy, which I still don't get it. But I was called a hater this week. This is not the first
Oh
time.
shit.
Probably
I'm not
won't be the
surprised.
last. Probably won't be the last.
I'm not surprised. Now you got hater written all over your old ass ancient prehistoric body,
Hey, look
nigga.
here, gangster Drew Ali, calm down, simmer down, nigga. Nah, I just be poking, at the bear, making fun, because I find it to be interesting that you know, and and I've seen this trend before. It's like in 2019 and 2020, it was all about being the best version of yourself. And then 6 months later, 12 months later, there's a new trend, right?
Right.
So my thing is like when we have discussions about passport bros or anything for that matter, I'm not saying what the fuck those guys should do. I'm saying what the fuck I'm not going to do that they're doing. You understand what I'm saying? I think a lot of people misunderstand that, or miss that point completely. But it just don't make sense to me. And when things don't make sense to me, I ask questions. So, for example, Ro, Tone, both of you are have experienced it, where you hear guys in America who are overly concerned about what any particular female's body count is. Right? Y'all heard that before, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is why I ask the kind of questions that I do. Like I said before, I'm not opposed to guys traveling. I advocate that guys travel. Although I haven't been out of this country, I'm well traveled in the country. That to say that I have done some traveling and there is a benefit to it. But my question is always, what are you traveling for? You understand what I'm saying? But
Bitches.
but to get back to the point that I was trying to make is that you've heard a lot of guys inquire as to, well, what's this female's body count? Or damn, she fucked 500 dudes? Or, but
That's a lot.
when it comes to foreign women, it seems like guys get amnesia and they neglect to ask these very same questions about foreign women.
Mhm.
As if these women ain't been fucking.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And the reason why it's a question, right, is because if just follow my reasoning here. If women in America on average got 10 bodies, right? And the more sex partners a woman has, it's going to affect her ability to pair bond, like Joe Blast is putting in the comment section, right? Then wouldn't that apply no matter where you went?
Right.
So
I,
therefore, if as a guy, right, because I think so highly of myself, if I made the decision, I'm just talking about me, because I think so highly of myself. If I ever was to make the decision that I'm going to travel outside of the United States to find the best candidate for a wife that I could find, why wouldn't I start at virginity? If a woman having bodies or multiple sex partners before I meet her causes her to have issues pair bonding. You get what I'm saying?
right. I get what you're saying.
Speak on it.
If it affects all women equal, if it affects all women equally, then why would it affect women in another state the same way? If it's in another country the same way, if it's so true. And to even go off of what you were saying, I don't think it's about the it's not about the body count. Obviously, what it's really about is, see, the body count concern is a lot of dudes concerned with body count is because they want to be like, okay, how many dudes potentially hit this better than me? One. And it's all about feeling like you're the best that this person could get, which is why they go to another country and think, oh well, I got money and I'm from America, so I'm already above the men over there. And they mind.
Indeed, I concur with your sentiment, because that's the conclusion that I keep coming to. I mean, really, the way I view it is this is I will not ever deny that American women have issues, and I would go even further to say that all women got issues of some sort or another. Now, that's either incorrect or correct. You understand what I'm saying? But the conclusion that I come to is, damn, you dudes are really tricks, but you don't want to admit that that's what you are, because you'll ask a woman in America what's her body count, but you'll go to France or Asia or Africa or Colombia or the Dominican Republic, and you won't scrutinize those women the same way. So you really paying for a bitch to be nice to you. It's really what you're paying for.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
well,
Good
like we
evening,
always
Miss
talk.
Mac.
We
My
we
fault,
always
bro.
But you still okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Get your point off. Get your point off, Tom.
No, I was just gonna say that it's 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 tricking because so you still need the same game over there that you would need over here to talk to a chick. Like just because you got money in your hand now, you feel like I could go walk up because you gotta still walk up to a random chick you don't know and assume that giving this money to her is gonna make her, you know what I mean? Like gonna make her want to have sex with you. So you doing the same thing you would have had to do here, except you just don't got no confidence here for some reason. But over there, you got confidence. At the end of the day, that's the only thing changes is your level of confidence. Because a girl could be like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll have sex with you for money," and then lead you into an alley. You get your ass whooped and she walk away. But if you gamed up, you know, like why would she do that? Why wouldn't she ask, "Hey, all right, where's your place?"
I just can't. I just can't. It just. I mean, I understand it, but I can't get with it. And what I can't get with is how you gonna be judgmental towards one group of females who out here fucking, but you don't apply that same standard to another group of females. That's being very hypocritical in my from my point of view. You understand what I'm saying? I could
I
be, I
mean,
could be, I could be wrong, and I'm willing to concede that. I just don't think so.
well, from the outside looking in, like I said, I ain't never been out the country, but I'm just gonna guess a little bit. And I'm quite sure y'all would agree. Here's the real shit. Here's the real reason why they going over there. It's because a nigga that's an average nigga can go out there and quote unquote get the dimes that wouldn't choose him out there. See out here,
Hold
the
on, hold on,
women.
hold on, hold on, Ro. I gotta stop you because that's not true. If you look
What you
at some of
mean?
the
Why do you
bitches,
think that?
if you look at most of these dudes that go overseas to get women, if you look at the women that they getting, they average bitches just like they would be getting right here in America. Most of these dudes is not
Nah.
getting the top of the line. They not getting the top of the line because
Nah,
they're out of
look,
the
look,
country.
look, 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 look. I would disagree with you with that, man, because they ain't traveling across the country just to get.
Oh,
I mean, obviously some of them ain't gonna get the like dimes, but shit, man, they going over there because these
I'm gonna say
thick
most of it.
ass Dominican fine ass chicks is fucking with just regular dudes just to quote unquote get the money, get what they need to get so they can feed their family. Out here, the dimes probably don't fuck with them like that. It's
Who
more likely that
you
they.
don't think
I don't think
you don't
what.
think the rich people in her country is already doing her like that? Like she not she the dimes out there, the ones we would consider dimes, are already being cuffed up by the dudes who got power in their country already.
Well, I'll put
They
it to
doing
you.
what the guys here are doing. Just like it's guys that come from other countries over here to fuck our bitches, which is funny because they do it mostly for free because they a foreign dude. They come over here and they talk with their accent. A girl that just happen to like foreign dudes is gonna fuck them off the strength of that. But we go to their countries and pay them to fuck their bitches.
Yeah, I get you. Like I tell you, I get you. I'm just trying to go into the mind of why somebody would go over there, because niggas ain't traveling across the country to go fuck ugly bitches, nigga. That's not what they
They
doing.
not they
I'm
not
quite
ugly,
sure
but
it's
they like the
more.
McDonald's bitches.
Hey, look,
Yeah, I'm
look.
not
I'm
saying
quite
I'm
sure.
not saying that
Wait,
they ugly,
let me
but what I'm
finish. Let
saying
me
is
finish.
that the niggas is not rolling up to Colombia and getting the Kim Kardashian of Colombia, the fine bitch with all the
But
money. They
look.
getting
That may not.
regular,
They
they
may
be
not
getting
be.
regular bitches.
They may not be getting it all the time, but it's quite sure that an average nigga that come from the United States of America is more likely to be able to go get a quote unquote dime or what they view as a dime. I'm not saying that y'all wrong, but I'm just saying like the regular, like you'll see an old white man, you know what I'm saying, older white man that's just a regular white man. You'll probably see him with a fine ass Dominican wife. It's more likely that he'll probably actually get one like that out there than it is out here. That's what I'm assuming. I don't know
But I bet you
actually,
Hey,
he
but
look,
I'm
he a
assuming.
old white
look,
man with money though. You said
look.
Yeah,
because like
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
you got to yeah, but you said the average man is okay. So if I go over there, right, and all these girls are selling themselves to dudes that come from over there, and I realize that I'm the Kim Kardashian of Indonesia, right?
Hmm.
and I'm selling ass too. I'm not selling for the same price that they selling because I realize I look better than them. I'm more desired than them. So you still gonna have to be something a little more than an average dude to afford her.
No, but see, that's the
It's
thing
the same
though.
system.
If you think about it like this, think about it like this. Okay, most likely, I'm assuming I ain't with them. I don't be on the plane with them, but most likely they go into poorer countries. So a nigga out here that's making $50,000 a year out here, he probably go out there and he looked at like he's a rich nigga, but he's still an average dude. But they might look at him like he's a rich man, so he probably would be more likely to land the baddies just by being a nigga that make 50,000. Now, if he come over here and try to pull that shit, okay, now you got to make 300 or whatever in their mind. I'm not saying in my mind, but I'm just saying that's probably what they like. All right, shit, man. I could just be a regular nigga with a garbage man job out here, and I could just take my garbage man money over there, and I'm a rich nigga out there. But out here, I'm
You
just a
gonna go over
regular
there and
nigga
fuck. You
spinning
gonna go over
gold.
there and fuck a 7. You gonna go all the way over there and fuck a 7 over
Hey,
there
man.
when you could have fucked a 7 over here. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm
You
not
get what I'm
saying
saying?
we
Hey,
don't
wait a
disagree.
minute.
I'm just
You,
saying
hey, you
that's
about to,
probably why they go.
you about to spend
Tone,
way more
tone,
money to fuck a 7. I'm telling you because they not
tone,
fucking dimes like that, bro. Whenever you see them dudes walking around
tone.
showing them girls, they look pretty to us, in the camera. But like when you look at the grand thing, you be like, no, I see bitches like this at McDonald's. I see bitches like
That's
this that
what
work
I'm
at Target.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Chris Brown got Carucci. He
Tone
got
get it.
Carucci from Target. He
Tone
got
gets
Carucci from Target.
exactly. Tone gets exactly what the fuck I'm saying. You leaving a 7 to go fuck a 7,
Hey,
and you
I'm
paying
and look.
and you paying out the yin yang to do it.
Hey,
Hey,
look,
bro,
look. I
if you
agree
can
with.
I
show me a
can't get
picture of
with
one of
it.
them, if you can show me a picture of one of them dudes that say they go traveling across the globe and they got a girl that don't look that's more than a 7.5, maybe an 8, I'll go with what you're saying, but I promise you, you're not gonna
Hey,
find
hey,
that.
look,
And if you
but
find that
see,
dude, he got bread already.
but look,
Mhm.
listen. But see, they go out there, and it's probably out there they get an out there 7, but out here they probably only getting 3s or 4s. I don't
No,
fucking know. Like they gotta have a reason that they going out there. I'm not
but if
saying they
they
going for
don't,
no fucking reason.
that's the reason. The reason is what this episode about is desperation.
Hey man, I mean, like I said, I agree with both of y'all, but I'm just trying to figure out
Cause
like
like they not
a reason why they would do it, and they probably get 7s out
desperation,
there, but they can't get
Cause they,
7s out
desperation.
here. They getting 4s
cause
out
nigga,
here, so
But
they
they
getting
if you
better
spent a
women when they
thousand,
rich
go
is
out
easy,
hey,
there.
hey,
nigga.
look. So
Riching
you
is
telling me
easy, nigga.
if he flew to Indonesia, which probably cost him about 15 to a stack to 1,500 to get over there and fuck a 7? You telling me he couldn't give a 7 1,500 right now? He still got to pay for hotels,
I'm
the
not. I'm
food out
not.
to go eat and drink, and
I'm.
then pay for the coochie. So what
Hey,
I'm saying is
I'm,
all that money he spent, he could fuck a 10 here.
And
listen,
then and
listen.
then hold on, bro. Then you get a lot of dudes that say, "Well, we going over there to look for a wife." Okay, then what the fuck is you doing coming back to America for?
The point
If
that
you
Well,
he's
go,
trying to
if you
make is that it's all these reasonings is cop outs to the fact
bullshit.
that they just desperate.
hey,
Oh,
look, listen.
They naming
exactly.
all these reasons, but the truth is they're desperate. It's not none of these reasons
Exactly.
make sense. It's
They
because they're
hey,
Exactly.
desperate.
listen.
They
Exactly.
are
Niggas
that
only
desperate for pussy that they would fly all the way to a whole nother country to fuck a girl that looks like the girl that works at McDonald's. You telling me he couldn't get a girl at McDonald's $500 like, hey, what time you go on break? I got 500. You come fuck me in my car. You think she gonna do that? Yes, bro. That's her whole check,
okay,
bro. When I was
okay.
working at
All right,
McDonald's,
listen.
it was paying us $7.35 an hour. They
Okay.
probably up
That's,
now,
I hear what both of y'all is
yeah.
saying, but
Let bro go ahead and talk.
yeah, like it's just like it's not that I don't agree with y'all. Cause look, man, I live in LA. I can go to Figueroa and find a bad bitch and give her $80 and she'll fuck me. I ain't gotta fly on no plane, none of that shit. But they go maybe when the prostitutes out there give them a better experience. I don't fucking know. Niggas ain't just going for no reason.
Them
You know what I'm saying?
yes,
motherfuckers, they
they
go out
are,
there
bro.
for
Yes, they
they
are. It's for
they out
desperation,
there
bro. It's
for
desperation.
they out there for proster girlfriends and proster wives, nigga.
Hey,
Yes,
But
you get a
yes, that's
prostitute.
what they want.
Hey, listen, listen. If you
let me get to this comment right quick because it's been up there for a little while. Miss Misha Mack says, "T.O.P, you are correct. They will be meeting women that need to leave the country, or when she say country, I assume she mean like the more rural part of the country or where they live at to help their family, less fortunate folks. And she said, and she continues on by saying, at least in my country, the Philippines. Shout out to all them niggas who fly out to the motherfucking Philippines. Like, you didn't have it going on like that in America, nigga. You're not gonna have it going on like that in the Philippines, neither. Cause see, this is what happens when you come, and I've had this happen to me before. I've experienced this phenomenon just moving from New Jersey to North Carolina. When you are out of towner or you not from that place, yeah, the women gonna be interested in you. Cause these women is foreign to you, nigga, but you foreign to them. So yeah, they gonna automatically be interested in you. It's not because you got more game, motherfucker. And then when they find out you from America, see what a lot of guys don't understand about how finances work. And this is why I study money. America is literally, if not the richest, then one in the top 5 richest goddamn countries on the planet. No matter where you go on this planet, if you got dollar bills, you have buying power. And Tone, you brought up an interesting point earlier. The nigga that make $50,000 a year in America, he would be like a king because he got more buying power.
That's what,
But
that's what I
these
was pretty
dudes,
much saying. That's what I
these dudes,
said.
they don't get the opportunity to experience that here in America.
That's
So
what
I
that's
mean, I
pretty much what I
understand
was
that.
saying. That's what
I
I
understand
But do
that.
you realize that at the end of the day, what you're saying
But
is that
but
they're
at the end
doing
of
it
the
out of
day,
desperation because
at
Yeah,
the
they're
end
yeah,
not
of
I
the
saying
agree.
that like they're not saying like, okay, so you went to that country to be a king so you could fuck bitches. Like kings do way more shit than fuck bitches. You get what I'm saying?
exactly, and
No,
that's
it ain't
I mean,
about the king. It's about putting yourself in a position that you can't. That not even that you can't. That you're not willing to put in the actual effort to get in your country. You decide I'm gonna skip some steps and just go to another country and do it.
like the homie King Jordan said, how you not established in the country you live in, and you trying to go fucking get established in you trying to pick up bitches and get a wife in a whole nother country.
You
Well,
And
probably can't even
then
speak their language.
and then and then like I said, to add on to that, right? Just because you go get a woman from another country don't necessarily mean you're gonna have a much better experience. Cause when niggas travel out of the country, they ain't studying these other cultures like that.
well,
And then and if they are getting there, if they are studying the culture before they get there, what they think they learned about the culture is like nothing compared to what there is to learn. You know, like I use Latino women for example. I know plenty of them. I can tell you from personal fucking experience. Most of the time, in most cases, in order for you to meet a Latino girl who ain't out there like that, you have to meet her through other people. You just not
Yeah.
get ready to walk up on her and be talking to her like that. Cause she don't even know who the fuck you are. And I imagine that it may be like that in other cultures.
well,
So to say I'm gonna get on an airplane and I'm going across the ocean to look for a wife, how long have you spent learning the culture? And then what's even more important is why is niggas always trying to assimilate with somebody else except for other niggas? That's another. That's another. You stupid.
Oh,
you,
that
you
fucking
stupid as
cold.
hell. That nigga got the influential, not the influenza. The influential.
Exactly. Influ niggas. That's what that was. The influ niggas.
Y'all shut the hell out. But anyway, on to other news. Um, I'm pretty sure I know both of y'all niggas know who Derek Jackson is, and you remember how his shit blew up so spectacularly. When was that? February 2022 or February 2021? It's been a little over a
Might have
year.
been
So
last year. I think
yeah,
it's
that
been
was
last year.
that's last year, 2020, 22, February
Damn, Black
2020.
History Month too. Damn.
Yeah, well, this nigga's getting divorced. I can't say that I'm surprised, except that I was surprised that she didn't divorce the nigga out the gate. But because
Right.
of the experience that I got with females, I do uh I can relate because I've been through that experience too, where a female won't leave you immediately. At least not physically. But she left that nigga in her she left that nigga in her mind last year, and it's just coming to a conclusion this year. But yeah, Derek Jackson and his wife is getting a divorce. What y'all think about that?
I mean, shit, ain't none of my business. That's their business, man. Like y'all act like this shit been going on, and this shit been happening time and time again. That nigga ain't no different from no other nigga. Everybody knew that he was fucking these hoes anyway, man. Playing all that fake
Yeah,
lovey
sell
dovey
out.
wife. Yeah, everybody fucking knew that shit. Only a jackass would have believed that he was just out here just, being a good faithful man. Get out of here, man. He been wanting to go. He like that shit. Come on, man.
Hey,
Yeah, they
I would go as far as to say I'm willing to bet money, motherfucker, 3-1 that nigga been stepping out for a long time. This
Oh, of
ain't something
hell
that
course,
yeah.
just started like
bro.
last month.
His whole catch was around him telling bitches what they wanted to hear.
Oh yeah.
Like that's literally what he did. That was what he did the whole time, and that's what the funny part was because you watch like okay, so every girl that's in agreement with this is either girls I say I'm gonna leave alone or it's toxic because like what he's saying is like why would you even believe this? How did this make
Mm-hmm.
sense to you? And I will say I saw women who was like this toxic as hell and were not really interacting with it. But I saw of course the dummies is gonna be louder. I saw a whole lot more just like flat out like right this is how people supposed to act. And it's funny because as a dude, especially if you kind of you peep you mess with chicks and whatever you gamed up, you realize like wow like they really going for this goofy shit and he clearly is not the nigga that he talking about it is because it wouldn't add up to him. You know what I mean?
Man, I've been saying since the very first time I heard the nigga talk, that nigga got high school game. That's the
Yeah.
kind of shit
Yep.
that he was
Yep.
doing is the kind of shit that you do to chicks when you were in high school, yo.
High school.
It's
Yeah.
not grown man conduct,
I,
in my opinion.
I
man,
promise you, he was using that shit to fuck bitches, bro.
man,
No
let's be real. Like, like I know y'all experienced this before. Like, I'm single, I do my shit. Like it's a lot of motherfuckers that'll be in relationships talking about, man, you need to go on ahead. You need to go on ahead and settle down, man. Like I experience it talking to men when I'm working, driving Lyft and shit, man. I'm like, man, they tell me all the time, oh man, you need to settle down. But then be the same niggas trying to fuck bitches as soon as they leave their wife though. But they'll talk shit
Uh-huh.
about you. They'll talk shit about you for being single and not being a lying ass nigga. But they'll fucking
They,
get
they
around
they
their
want
wife and they girl be like,
they
shit,
want your
man, I
wife to
love
take
this
his wife
boy.
away from him.
man.
That's what it is. They
I
they
had
want
I had to learn to curb certain shit that I be saying around married niggas and niggas with girlfriends. Cause them niggas I could tell, I could like feel the energy just like coming off of like heat off the motherfucking asphalt in the summertime. Like I know you unhappy nigga.
Facts. But
look, look,
there,
look, look, look. You know what I do? I'm the friend that say all that type of shit in front of her. So whenever she do some wild shit, you be like, I'm gonna go kick it with Tone. And when you don't, she don't know what the fuck is going on. We probably sitting here playing 2K the whole night, but she and that bitch stressing. And I guarantee you, he come home to the meanest sex he had. She ain't had no migraine that night. I promise
I know that's
you. I
right,
promise
nigga.
you.
I know that's right. Yeah, man.
All right, I'm hanging with Tone tonight.
I think a lot of these dudes, that we be discussing, you know, at least in regards to why they doing what they doing, because that's really all it's about. Why you doing what you doing? Just because you're a man and you get to determine what kind of man you gonna be does not mean that you are above reproach and that you are above being questioned. Because I've said it time and time again. As men, we all have a responsibility to other men, whether we choose to accept that or not. And that's a big part of our problem as a group of males, is that unlike females, we're not loyal to the group like they are. Dudes will fuck up, because I've done it myself. You know, I'm raising my hand. I'm guilty as charged. I've done it myself. Dudes will fuck other dudes, girls, and just keep their mouth closed about
Yeah, you look like a dirty Mac ass nigga. You a dirty
it.
Mac.
Nah, I don't be dirty macking, nigga.
Oh,
I
that's
can't help
illegal.
it. I can't help it. I met your bitch out buying a hamburger and she bought me one too, nigga.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
But I think that's a big part of the problem. Not only that, but the fact that as guys, we have not gotten, it hasn't gotten through our thick Neanderthal skulls yet, that, you know, even with this discussion, that these kind of discussions is you know, the kind of discussions that we should have in house amongst ourselves. And that touched right back to the point that I was making earlier. You know, we don't have any loyalty to guys as a group. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And for me, I'm in the process, continuous process of trying to change that. At least I'm doing my part by working on me. You know what I'm saying? I do talk about what I see other motherfuckers doing, but again, I'm talking about it from the standpoint of what I'm not going to do. So
Right.
when I talk about passport brothers, it's not because I hate on those guys. Shit, I want you to, you only got one life to live. I want you to live it up to the fullest. But as a man, it's my duty to say to you as a man who's younger than I am, hey man, why are you doing what you're doing? Because if you don't have an answer to that question, then you shouldn't be doing the shit. Because you might fuck around and fuck your entire life up in an instant. It can happen just like that.
And if
Go
your
ahead.
answer is desperation, the same result.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I don't care, cause I still fuck bitches. I still get that pussy, nigga. It don't matter. I don't give
But
a fuck
you be
what you
sad as
niggas
fuck.
talk about.
You be sad as fuck on that plane back. On that plane back. You gotta save up money again to go see
Yeah,
your
man.
baby with air quotes. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Because
Exactly.
if you if you was above average dude, you would go over there, find you a bitch, and bring her back. You would be able to afford to do all of that, but you
Nah,
can't. So you either
you hear these dudes say, "Don't bring these women back. Leave them in their country, because if they
yeah
come back, they go turn out to be like these women in America." And I'm thinking to myself, well, then you really ain't got as much game as you think you do, motherfucker.
yeah
Because
because
you
you
should
shouldn't
be
have
able
to.
to curb that. You know what I'm saying? Especially because she come from another culture. You know, you should be able to keep your traditional woman traditional. But that gets to the heart of the matter. And the heart of the matter is, yes, do these women have problems? Absolutely. Do they be on some fuck shit? Absolutely. But the only reason why, what makes that possible is the society that you live in and the motherfuckers who run it and how they run it. Because in this country, if if the people who run this country, the men who run this country, wanted these women to not cause so much confusion, it would change tomorrow. But you know, I'm gonna act like that's not the truth, because everybody else is acting too. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
Yeah,
um, I know you guys is familiar with the manosphere. It's for, you know, good or bad. Also considered a part of the red pill community or red pill space. But I have long since concluded that the manosphere no longer exists, and it hasn't existed for some time. And that is, it is in fact no longer the manosphere, but it is now the womanosphere. Cause I'll be damned if the chicks didn't come in with by invitation from men and damn near take the space over. You can't even get you can't even, you as a guy, you can't even come into a male space and talk about male issues and get as much accolades and as popular as a lot of these chicks do, and some of these fake ass niggas. And I just think that it's a travesty.
You gotta
What you
have
got?
more titties on your shows.
Oh man, is that what it
That's
is?
that's why
I had
that's why
some.
Fresh and Fit stay popping. They had the bitches on there. I mean, that's the only reason the girls is popping because they got breasts. I promise you, the little titty ones ain't doing as good as the big titty ones. I promise you.
It's
At the
only
end of
it's
the
only
day,
it's only one female that I seen that make content who don't be having her titties and don't be exposing herself like that. And she's pretty popular. Kendra D. I don't know if either one of
okay,
you guys
okay,
ever
I'll give you
heard of
that.
her, but she probably the only
I know
one that
that.
I could think of right offhand that does content in the space that don't be acting all whorish and shit.
But at
Not
the end
not
of the
not
day, that's desperation
just
too.
I guess.
Because most of them dudes secretly think that they could probably get with that girl. Like, oh, see, she thinks the way I think. She's let me. And I promise you, most of them dudes is in her DMs, in her comments. They not talking about the shit she talk about as much as they talk about how beautiful she is today. You have a wonderful day, doing all this other shit. Not saying that, whatever, but you don't get that energy with the dudes. With the dudes, every time they on the show with the dudes, they always trying to compete with what the dude is saying the whole time, instead of just accepting the information that the men is giving you. It's more combative. But I can guarantee you that when it's with the chick, it's all cooperative. And that's just
Yeah,
sadly how most men get down.
yeah, it's very interesting to sit back and witness how people how people really get down, even though just like a lot of people don't realize, you'll say that you don't do something, but your behavior will lie will lie on you, or
Right.
rather will
Tell on you.
will tell on you, will reveal the truth
There you
about you.
go.
Stuttering ass nigga, goddamn.
This nigga
That's
remixed the fuck out of that.
Crazy ass
That was that
nigga
was a
ass nigga.
that was a T mix in this motherfucker. What what
that's
what
because I'm
what
Goddamn,
what
sitting.
nigga.
what?
That's because I'm sitting here looking at you, gangster Drew Ali. I was scared for a minute, nigga. I thought you was gonna do a drive by on me,
Damn, get that shit
yo.
out. Smack the back of his head, get them words out, man.
You stupid as hell, nigga. I felt for a second there, I felt like the boxer from Harlem Nights and shit. You gonna get him? I'm gonna knock that nigga out.
I'm gonna kick his ass. I'm gonna kick his ass.
Yo, y'all shut the hell out. Um,
Boy was on the turntable.
in other news, this is financial news. I'm again, niggas didn't learn nothing about money growing up, and all of us are victims of that, myself included. You know, some of us more than others, but in recent news, it looks like China is poised to cause some serious disruptions all the way over here in the United States. And what they are doing is essentially what Saddam Hussein and what Muammar Gaddafi tried to do, which is to pay for oil in another currency other than the United States dollar. Now, if that happens, which it looks like is highly likely to happen, especially since the Western countries, Europe and the United States, since they're trying to move to renewable energies and trying to get off petroleum, even though it's damn near impossible to do that. But if this does happen, which is China is brokering a deal right now to buy oil from places like Saudi Arabia, places over there around the Persian Gulf, that's oil producers, with their own native currency, which is the yuan. Now, if this happens, the dollar is going to take a very serious blow. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because a lot of people talk about we in the end days and this is America is collapsing, but they don't they speak about it, but they don't really know what to look at or to speak on or to reference when they make that statement. And I just thought that it was something interesting that I would mention because right now gas prices is low. A lot of people don't understand how the gas prices got low, and they're only going to stay low for a short amount of time until the United States can find a way to replenish the strategic petroleum reserve. Because right now, that's why gas prices are as low as they are, is because Sleepy Joe has ordered the strategic petroleum reserve to release a certain amount of barrels of oil per day, per week, per month, so that we don't have to deal with high prices at the pump. But if China is successful in their endeavors, then the United States is going to have a problem uh, using the dollar as a weapon, and this is why I mentioned that. So put on your helmets and get prepared, because the next 20 years, whew, it's gonna go in the blink of an eye. But there's so much shit that's happening that's more important than flying overseas for a female, or even going down the street for one. To be perfectly honest, I guess since I've gotten in my 40s, man, think for me things are totally different. But like I said before, my experience as far as women go is atypical than what most guys seem to experience based on the things that they got to say. And I say that to to make the point that at this point in my life, pussy is like it's almost not even on the list of important things to do. But that's because I've had enough pussy in my lifetime. Now that's not saying I don't still like women and I don't still look at them titties and tell them put them titties down right here in my hand. You know what I'm saying? But it's not so important to me. And for guys to be complaining like they do about body count and how guys get fucked over in marriage, for you to run across the planet to fuck bitches who got a body count and to try to marry bitches who could probably do you the same way or maybe even
Even
worse.
easier. Yep.
Easier, especially because they in their country and they know all the rules and shit. It's just
Shit, if they
it,
come
it,
over here, and if
it
you
says
bring a
a
chick
lot.
from over here on visa, and she say you abuse her, she could have citizenship, and you go to jail for domestic violence, and she get half your shit.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to know if you're looking for a wife, a foreign wife, why would you even come back to America? I would think. But then again, I'm imposing how I behave on other people, and I acknowledge that. But
Well, that's because them poor countries they suck. like it
I'm going,
sucks. You know what I mean? Like
if I'm going to look for me a wife in another country, I'm prepared to leave America and not have to come back. I don't even understand why you want to go to another country to deal with an average chick who got bodies too, and then come right back to America. What the fuck's the point?
desperation, man. That's really the only answer is desperation.
Oh shit, man.
You want somebody to love. You want somebody to love you. That's what it really is, bro. You desperate to get a pretty girl to like you, or at least act like she like you. And
Yeah, but
since you can't get that the way that you want to get it here, you take yourself to a whole nother country with hope that this pretty girl here will treat you nicely. Oh, it cost me a few dollars, but whew, she's treating me nicely. I was desperate for that. And that's really what it is.
That's pretty much it right there. Just like they probably just better at pretending. than American. Like for
They
example,
got more incentive to pretend. They got more
yeah,
incentive to
that's
pretend.
what it is, man. Like they just better at pretending. Like out here, you go pay a prostitute, you bust a nut, she'll probably be like, "All right, nigga, get the fuck out my car, nigga." Like, all right, get out my
But here's the
room or
funny shit.
whatever. Out there, it's probably a different. Hey, you want to hang out? You
Hey,
want to come eat? You want
hey,
to hold my hand? You want to cuddle? Like, you know what I'm saying? You
here's a
might get the rest
story.
of that shit.
Here's a story that's trending in China for all you motherfuckers that want to get these foreign women as if they different than any other fucking woman. And I seen this story on Instagram. I think Red Pill Rican posted it, but it was about a Chinese woman who I think she married or she was able to get money out of like 18 different dudes, and they gave her almost $500,000 between the 18 of them. This
God
bitch ain't
damn.
even in America. She ain't even in America. On a promise
You
to
just
marry
made
that
her a
motherfucker.
queen.
Yeah,
You
man.
just
See,
made her a queen in her
that
country.
that just go back to what I was saying before. Either every female got their own individual version of female nature, or female nature is the same for all women. And I'm gonna go with the latter because that just makes more sense. But anyway, man, we're almost out at the hour mark. Guys, give your final words, final thoughts, anything you wanted to share. Make sure you hit the people with your social media so they know how to get up with you. And we gonna get out of here until next Monday.
Well, shit. In conclusion to what we've been talking about, at least for the last month or two, about the passport bros and all these niggas in general, I've came to the conclusion that they don't give a fuck what we talking about anyway, nigga. They still about to go do they shit. They about to go live their life and do their shit. You can sit up here and quote unquote the famous word shame them. You can't shame them out of doing that shit, man. That shit probably like crack being out there where sevens is being nice to them, where the fours is still mean. Like in America, the facially challenged bitches is probably still mean to them. You know what I'm saying? So
Uh,
they don't give a fuck what we talking about. We can sit up here and talk about this every week for the next 12 years. It don't
but
matter. They
you
don't
know
give a
what?
fuck.
You
They
know
don't
what?
today. But one day, something that we said, they gonna run into all the shit that we said and be like, "Damn."
I hope so. But I don't
Yeah,
think they
no
give a fuck.
doubt.
And
I think it's
hopefully,
just lost. I gave up hope.
But
hopefully,
but here,
they
here's
look
the
at a
here's,
person who's about to do the same thing they're doing and say, "Hey, bro, don't
no,
do that."
exactly. But again, Ro, I just want to reiterate, it ain't got nothing to do with me hating on nobody because I don't hate nobody. I don't even hate white people, and it's not about me trying to get them to change from doing what they doing because only they could do that. Again, like I said, the perspective that I look at it from is, it would I do that shit, and why wouldn't I do those things? And it's to give guys who are listening, who may be considering it or never considered it at all, but will now spend some time and think about that. What are you doing? What are you doing? What Why are you doing what you're doing? And as a man, you should always be ready to ask yourself that question,
Well,
because nobody else has to hold you accountable, but you do have to hold yourself accountable. You can lie to me, motherfucker, but you can't lie to yourself. You know
and
the
you
truth.
and you know what that answer is? They probably do it for the same reason you smoke weed, nigga. They probably do it for the same reason. They get a high.
Nah,
It might
I doubt that. I smoke weed to keep from choking the shit out of people.
That's what they might do. I
Hey,
gotta get out of America, go fuck these hoes, so I don't kill one of these niggas. What we talking about, nigga? It might be the same shit. Everybody got a different vice, man. Everybody got a
my
Yeah,
different
blunt
vice.
ain't
nah,
never stopped burning because I ran out of cash.
I know that's right, nigga. and and I didn't have to fly up the street to get it, nigga. I ain't need no ID, passport, or none of that. But
I
yeah,
ain't had to
no,
speak a weird ass language. No.
Yeah,
Hey man,
I
when that
mean,
shit was illegal, niggas had to go to the dope house and risk going to jail and getting caught and all kind of shit trying to find the Reggie man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to find the weed man.
and
You
I
took a
mean,
risk going to
and a
get
lot
that
of
shit,
niggas took
motherfucker.
and a lot of niggas took L's doing that shit too.
like,
Just
hey,
like a lot
like
of
So
I
niggas about
said,
to take L's going across the
hey,
water.
like I said earlier,
It's the
man.
answer to
As
everything.
like I said earlier, man. In my mind, I feel that we as men individually have a responsibility to other men. So again, I'm only asking questions. You know what I'm saying? Why again, sir? Why are you doing what you're doing? You know, you don't have to. You don't owe me no answer, but you do owe yourself an answer. And really, that's what it boils down to at the end of the day. Because like you guys were saying, um, I would hope that dudes, are going to impart correct information upon other dudes, even though, there's no guarantee that that's going to happen. But I don't like to see guys be misled by other guys. I don't like to see guys give other guys hope
Yeah,
on some
and that's
bullshit.
the problem.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the real problem because you spread a lot. Like you saying all these reasons, but none of these reasons hold up because this is what the people go. Like anybody that hasn't gone, they probably don't realize it, or you have it because it sounds so good and it makes so much sense that you don't really think into it in depthly and realize like,
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute, yeah, but like you say that, but this is what you're actually dealing with. Like, because when you just look at it surface level, it's like, oh yeah, you just fly over there, you find a bitch to fuck, but that's not. It ain't never been that easy nowhere. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like never been. It sounds cool and everything, but somebody with sense is telling you, "Hey, bro, this is why what you think ain't really what you think." And most of these
Mm-hmm.
dudes just doing it and promoting it to so other dudes could do it and say, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. See, yeah, this is cool." To
Mm-hmm.
justify that feeling they get in their gut when they got to go to their bank and talk to that, sit on the phone for 20 minutes trying to convince them that he is in Indonesia, asking to take out all this money. You know what I mean? Because like they like, why are you in a whole other country taking out $4,000, $5,000 for what? He don't tell you about how you gotta all the shit you gotta do to even be able to spend your money like that over there, or none of the shit you gotta run into with. Oh, maybe this bitch faking like she might have a penis. You know what I mean? Like it's so
Hey,
much other
hey.
stuff they run into that they don't never mention, bro. Hey, don't go in this area because it is. You wouldn't know that because you're not from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
All they telling you is the good shit. Just, when we
it's
come
very
here with
few
this, we talk
dudes.
like this. We talk about the good and the bad shit. So you know,
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, yeah, it's good, but it's not all good. With them, they just selling a dream. Ain't none of them talked about the bad sides about it at all. Like nothing in
Mm-hmm.
this world is just that beautiful. Because if it
And
was,
then,
everybody would have been on that shit and fucked it up already.
and then even to give some emphasis to what you're saying, Tone. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, these guys still are reacting to what women doing.
Instead of respond.
Their entire behavioral performance revolves around what women are doing or what they're not doing. So that in and of itself is a huge mistake, and that's gonna be my final word. Roll tone.
Shit.
Shit. I mean, we just said what we had to say already. I mean, I pretty much just said my little final word. He said his. You said yours.
Okay.
Man,
All right.
fuck
It's a
all
Well,
wrap,
that.
motherfucker.
Pussy over everything, nigga. You do anything you need to get it. Don't listen to these niggas. They don't know what they talking about. You sell your
Boy say
soul
pussy more
for it.
important.
You sell
He
your
say pussy
grandma's
more important than
kidney
water.
for it, nigga. You do anything for the pussy. Fuck these niggas, man. Y'all niggas go live y'all life. Y'all go live your life, son.
yo, yo, gangster Drew Ali done gangstered up the motherfucking stream, nigga. Yo, anyway, tell the people where to find you at, bro.
Shit, follow me on Instagram at madassrow. Got some funny shit on there. Check me out. Stepping into this comedy game. Trying to find my voice a little bit, but slowly but surely. But check me out. That's where I'll be at.
Tone.
Follow me on IG at Tone You a Fool. I'm thinking about getting back on Twitter now because I can say what the fuck I want to say now. But I'll let y'all know about that by next Monday. But other than that, yeah, that's where you can find me.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Y'all know where y'all can find me at. You can find me right here every motherfucking Monday, or at least most Mondays at 9 p.m. with these two fools. Or you can follow me on Instagram at the-incredible-T.O.P. You'll know it's me because it says showing up in the motherfucking picture. And I'm on Twitter right now because I like saying what the fuck I want to say when the fuck I want to say it without getting sent to Facebook jail or my live streams being blocked on Instagram because, you know, somebody didn't find what I said to be too positive or less toxic. Anyway, on Twitter I am at
being a hater.
Or being a hater. On Twitter I am at _incredible_T.O.P. You'll know it's me because the profile picture is a Bitcoin. Holla back at you, man. We're gonna take you out with my homie Vonnie EC, who is an international and national traveler with his joint 2-3, nigga, like Michael Jordan. You know what time it is. Until next week, we'll holla.
Peace.
Peace.
When I was back in school, Older niggas pushing box frames with chrome shoes. Back then was 20 inches, Chevys on roller skates. But now it's H and up, Chevys that levitate. Your money looking good, stacking on that dinner plate. Suckers gon' watch and hate, bitches gon' gravitate. I'm on the paper chase, shit I can taste the cake. Sweet tooth, my birthday is still a year away. Can't guard me, feel the pressure when I'm in the paint. Try to block me, can't stop me, these niggas in the way. Measure my strides and meters, got what it takes to beat them. Shake them like I don't need them, clutches and buzzer beaters. Fighting kryptonite, niggas try to deny the ether. If you was greater than me, I wouldn't tell you either. I push it down, anywhere that I go. Do it for my home team, in the zone, in my 2-3. Your horsepower couldn't catch me on my 2 feet. I set a trail, then I'm gone in my 2-3. And one, yep, I did it again, it's crunch time. Sickest nigga playing to win like 2-3. 25-8, nigga, no sleep. Feel like a leap and take flight, nigga,